August 7th, 2024. If you'll all please stand and repeat the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll jump right into the agenda. Item number 1 on the agenda is approval of minutes. We have one set of minutes from the July 17th meeting. Do we have, and then we passed on some corrections.
Yeah.
Commissioner Martinez passed on some corrections. Do we have any other corrections?
I don't have any.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the July 17th commission meeting minutes.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 2 is Employee of the Month, Kellie Payne. We'll turn that over to Courtney.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm filling in for Kellie Payne. She is out this afternoon, and I will be presenting the August Employee of the Month, except we don't have just an Employee of the Month. We have a department that was nominated. So that would be our Grounds and Building Maintenance Department grounds and building maintenance. We have 4 really awesome employees that are full-time in that department. We have Jeremy Robison, who started with the county in 2018. We have Bill Heath, who started in the county in 2022. We have Jaden Tantz, who also started with the county in 2022, and Dustin Scoville, who started in 2023. These gentlemen were nominated by Zach Wise, and so I'm going to ask Zach to come up here and explain to you why he nominated these 4 gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks. I feel like I get a lot more time up at this microphone than I need to, but why not?
Don't worry. If you go too long, we'll shut you off.
I'm not even going to go there. So I sent this email to Courtney and Kelly in April. It says, I would like to nominate the maintenance fairgrounds crew for employees or department of the month, excluding myself. Some may not know I'm a part-time employee for the maintenance department, and this kind of where this transpired. The maintenance department is often forgotten until something breaks, and they are sometimes ridiculed when things aren't fixed immediately. I would like to shed some light on what they go through and commend these men for everything they do. Recently, I joined this department as a very part-time relief employee, and it opened my eyes to everything they do and go through for our county government and our community. Only 4 full-time employees are responsible for all building maintenance throughout Carbon County. They also take care of grounds maintenance, installation, repair, snow removals, event preparation, plumbing, electrical, heating, air conditioning. That's just a few. Most everyone is familiar with the ticket system, and as of today, there were 104 open tickets that 4.5 of us take care of. But not everyone knows how many tickets there are at any one time that need to be sifted through and prioritized. They run into shipping delays due to supply chain shortages. They must break away from projects to deal with emergencies. They travel to far reaches of the county to fix a generator at a public safety tower or a television tower. Night, day, snow, rain, dry, whatever. This group of gentlemen keeps our county running. I was blind to this, and I will admit I was one that used to ridicule back in the day, but not anymore. They take the bad with the good, all while trying to keep smiles on their faces. I'm proud to work with and be part of this team. The next time you see somebody from maintenance, I encourage you to thank them. Gentlemen. Come on. Take your Well, I'm going to. I'm going to stand right in the middle where I look the prettiest. Everybody show carry your plaques. Come on, get in. Thanks, Commissioners.
Thank you. And thanks to the department. You do a phenomenal job. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick too, as Zach said, there's a lot of things that they're doing out there that go unnoticed to the trained eye or the people that are out there to see it. Really appreciate what you're doing at the fairgrounds. The little tidbits of information that come in to make things a little more efficient, save some money are very appreciated. So thank you for what you guys are doing out there.
I agree. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thanks. Item number 3 on the agenda is Super Service Award. We'll turn the time over to Shanny.
Thank you. I am super honored to do this today. When Tina came to me and asked if I would, I said absolutely, because I've known this woman for a couple years now, and I will say that she is a breath of fresh air. I've known Barbie for many years. We met when she was working for PZ Printing. She was amazing then, and she's amazing still. Barbie is the director of the chamber. I see her throughout the community at different events or even at the local grocery store, and she always has an amazing smile and a positive light about her. Sometimes I don't think she's told enough just how so many of us appreciate her and all that she does for the chamber and local businesses. She is friendly, knowledgeable, and willing to help anyone anytime. She carries herself with such poise and professionalism. When I think of this award, I think of Barbie. She is such a joy to be around, and she represents Carbon County, her family, and her friends with such grace. I swear she loves everyone, or at least I like to believe that she does. Thank you, Barbie, for all of the super service experiences you have offered me and many others. And just on a side note, personally, I try to attend as many events as I possibly can, and I drag my husband out to all of them, whether he wants to go or not. And I see her, Barbie, and her husband at every single one of them, and we get to hang out and we have the best time. So again, super well-deserved. Congratulations, Barbie. That's why she asked me to do it.
Oh, she wants a picture. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just would like to say thanks to the commissioners, and I couldn't do what I do without my terrific board. So I appreciate them, and this is really, really unexpected, and I'm humbled by the kind words. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 4, review and possible approval of agreement with Brad Anderson for customer service training. Tina Grange.
Awesome. Okay. Well, commissioners, just to give you a little bit of background, Brad Anderson is with Blueprint Creations. He's a well-known and respected leader when it comes to customer service and hospitality training. He has worked with many other destination managers in bringing quality training to hotel and restaurant partners, and he came very highly recommended from the Utah Office of Tourism and other DMOs within our state. So this year, our Carbon County Tax Advisory Board approved to spend up to $5,000 for partner training. And so he will provide 2 days of training at no cost to the business. The cost is being supported by our office as well as USU Eastern's Custom Fit program. So when I found out about the Custom Fit program, I reached out to them to see if they would help bring Brad in, and they are going to cover half of the cost. Brad also made it even more cost effective and partnered with another Utah partner, and he's going to provide training for them during the same time. So we only have to pay for 50% of his travel cost. The estimated cost for the project is around $7,000. So $3,500 to us and $3,500 Custom Fit will pay for. And this is just talking about his agreement with the county, and training will happen September 19th and 20th. There'll be 2 sessions per day. The CERTA has been so kind to host for us. So,
Have you reached out to any of the businesses that would utilize this? And do you have kind of a rough estimate of how many will send employees to it?
well, I've been mentioning it for the last 2 months in our stakeholder newsletter. I didn't want to send out anything official until we came to commission meeting today, but a lot of the partners are aware of it. We have partnered with the Chamber of Commerce too, so they're going to help us get that information out. When talking to our board, they suggested that we do in-person, personal, handing them an invitation and inviting them. So there's only 20 seats per session. So that's going to be 80 people total that hopefully we can get to be a part of this and take advantage of this training.
Cool. Any questions? Any other questions?
I don't have any. I think it'd be great. It's a good service to the community.
I think it's a good way to take some of the dollars that are generated through tourism and put it back into those companies to help train their employees.
Yeah, I agree. It's always good to get a little extra customer service training and kind of remind folks that smile and say thank you and all the little things make a difference. If there's no further conversation, I would go ahead and make a motion to approve the agreement with Brad Anderson for customer service training.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. I think I'm next too.
Item number 5 on the agenda is review and possible approval of an appointment to the Tourism Tax Advisory Board. Tina.
Okay, so our tax advisory board is made up of 9 members. The majority of our board has to come from those tax-paying entities. So guides and outfitters, any car or OHV rentals, hotels and restaurants. And we had somebody from a restaurant recently leave the board. Her term would have been up at the end of this year. So that threw us out of majority. So we opened up the application process. I believe we received 3. And sent them to commissioners for review. The person that's chosen will fill out the remainder of the term for this year. So they'll just have a little like 6 months or so.
Okay. And so there's 3 positions open at the end of the year. So whoever doesn't get a position could potentially apply for one of the 3 positions at the beginning of next year.
Yes, we have 3 board members whose terms end at the end of December. And
Okay.
so, yeah, we'll have 3 openings at the beginning of the year.
Okay, thank you. The 3 applicants that we have before us today are William Hicks, or Bill Hicks, as many people know him, Cammie McManus, and Christy Nordstrom, Crystal Nostrin.
I believe that's how you say her name,
Okay.
Nostrin.
Would you guys have any?
Yeah, and I was going to say, do you have any preference on that? Would you like somebody to fill from the same industry, or?
Oh, you want me to say that?
Does
No,
it-
I'm just kidding. I have no preference. All 3 would be, put us back in majority because Bill's from a restaurant, Cammie is from a hotel, and Crystal's from a hotel as well. So it would fit into I think either one of those would be amazing addition to our board for sure.
Okay, you're not heavy on, say, hotels or?
No.
Okay,
No, not at all.
gotcha.
Any thoughts?
I think all 3 of them would be good too. We got to choose one though.
I know.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I guess for me, just to keep it simple, somebody in the restaurant industry to replace the restaurant industry person, I would suggest William Hicks.
Yeah, I would agree. So
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve appointing William Hicks to the Tourism Tax Advisory Board to fill the vacancy created.
Great, thank you.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Jeannie, will you send out a notice? Thank you. Item number 6, open sealed bids, airport taxiway. Seth, did we receive any bids?
We have 2. Perfect.
Cody, you could come up and sit by Seth if you want.
He's kind of a scallywag, so you got to be careful.
That's right. This first one is from Wallport, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My bad. I'm not there yet. Mhm. Yeah, it's from Nielsen. Thank you. It's looking in the wrong place apparently. The total bid is $1,324,000. Nielsen Construction Materials. And this one's from TSJ Construction. And their total bid is for $992,187.23.
Okay, I think it would probably be good to have these bids reviewed and then awarded at such time that we know that everything's complete. Does that sound like a good?
My little spiel, I guess. I mean, we'll go through both of them in detail, make sure all of the required provisions, paperwork is in line, checking for mathematical correctness, all that good stuff, and then we'll prepare a letter of recommendation for you guys to award. If it's of interest to the bidders and to the commission, our engineer's estimate for the project was $998,165.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, I'll make a motion that we acknowledge the two bids that come in with TSJ being the apparent low bidder, and authorize Cody and Casey to review those and award based off of your recommendations.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
I guess just so people understand what this project is, this is the new taxiway that will lead to the airport maintenance building that is being built for USU's maintenance program. So it's kind of back behind some of the hangars that are currently there. So thank you. Item number 7, consideration and possible approval of amendment number 3 to contract 230345 for Children's Justice Center grant with the state of Utah. Shelley.
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. This is just our annual amendment addressing some additional therapy guidelines and components and funding for the fiscal year 2025. We did receive additional funding, and this funding was put towards moving the forensic interviewer full-time starting July 1 of 2024. The forensic interviewer, in a course of a year, conducted 98% of all the interviews that went through the Children's Justice Center, and it was very successful. And now she's a statewide trainer too, so it's been very successful. And so yeah, we were able to get additional funding from the state program to move her full-time, and that's where a big portion of the increases come from. So we're very excited.
Any questions?
I have none.
I have none either. Again, I say it all the time, but thanks for what you do,
Thank
your
you.
staff as well. It's nice to get these state dollars that come in, and glad to see that they're increasing and they're not chipping backwards on
Right,
those.
it's very solid.
So
Yes, I do need a signature on the one page. I can bring it to you and
I'll
have one of
make
you
a
guys.
motion first, and then we'll
Okay,
make it official.
Okay.
Unless there's any other conversation, I'll make a motion that we approve amendment 3 to the contract number 230345 for the Children's Justice Center grant with the state of Utah.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
thank you so much, Commissioners.
We can sign that.
Now you get an official signature.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley.
Item number 8 on the agenda is ratification of the fiscal year 2025 VAWA, or Violence Against Women Act grant, and the SASP, or Sexual Assault Service Program grant award conditions. I'm guessing these are from Dina.
That she's involved with. She hasn't spoken to me about that. So I'm not sure.
And I don't know that we got anything in our paperwork either for us to review.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's been signed already.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Do you want to?
I don't. I think we could pass it.
Okay.
We reviewed it when it came through, so.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion that we ratify the fiscal year 2025 Violence Against Women Act and the Sexual Assault Service Program grants award conditions.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 9 on the agenda is consideration of possible approval of ordinance number 579, setting fees for filing maps and establishing Carbon County Public Land Corner Preservation Fund. Do you want to take that?
Sure. This is something that's done in other parts of the state as well, where recording fees are being charged for plat maps. And then we're going to use the money in order to establish the Public Land Corner Preservation Fund. So it's a way to establish a fund, to get money to establish a fund through the recording fees.
And I think part of this is it gives us some money to go out and set survey corners throughout the county and install some specific monuments that surveyors can use in their survey work. There's some of the monuments that are missing that need to be replaced. So, you know, from time to time that the county engineer has hired some surveyor to go do some of this work, as that fund has enough money in it to go spend some.
Any other questions or comments?
No, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve ordinance number 579, setting fees for filing maps and establishing Carbon County Public Land Corner Preservation Fund.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 10, discussion and possible lease agreement on parcel 02-2275-0000 to the Price River Water Conservation District. Just to give a little bit of history on this, this property is owned by Carbon County and was leased to the Castle Valley Livestock Association for a number of years. The reason for leasing it to the Castle Valley Livestock is there still is on that parcel some scales that can be used by the public to weigh their livestock. There's some sorting corrals and different things. At some point, the conservation district built some lean-to sheds to cover some farm equipment that they lease out to, or not lease out, but let farmers use. So it's used for a public purpose. At one point, we were talking about transferring the lease agreement, but the lease agreement has expired. So I think we just need to engage upon legal counsel, just engage with the conservation district to come to an agreement and set some lease agreements on this property. Does that sound like a good path forward?
Yes, so we need to decide sort of what kind of terms of a lease you would think would be appropriate. A lot of it had to do with the public purpose that was being used, and is there still going to be a public purpose, or what in order to justify the lease amount.
I think we need to just engage and ask them what the public purpose would be, what they're going to use the land for. Are they going to still continue to maintain the scales and allow livestock users to go and sort cattle there and different things like that? And if it is, I don't have a problem giving a favorable lease amount.
Yeah, so it would be the lease amount and also the term. The last
and the
term,
term.
I think, was maybe 20 years, or
Yeah.
it was a very long term at a very low amount. So we just need to see what terms would be appropriate, and then we can drop a new lease.
Do you think a long-term or a shorter term would be more favorable?
In general, I always like shorter term just because we don't know what the future holds. But that's
It's
just
like a
me. So
5-year, 10-year, rather than a 20?
that's what I would do, especially if it's at a nominal amount again. I think the last one might have been at $50, maybe even a year or so. I mean, it was very nominal.
Yeah. I think it was something pretty small.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the the value of having that used by the conservation district really helps them, and they're an entity that's a public entity, so they help the farmers. They have some equipment that they allow the farmers to use. One of the machines is called a no-till drill that can be used to plant crops without plowing the field. So there's some new, it's not technology, but new ways of having better crops. And so they work with that industry. So they're storing the things there. And I think the corrals are valuable to keep, and the scales that are there are still valuable. So
then there'd also be maintenance issues if they're required to maintain or repair, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the maintenance should be put on them because of the value that we're giving them. They could maintain the property as part of the lease.
and maybe a description of where the property is. This would be south of the Savage coal loadout out on Ridge Road on the upper Miller Creek Road. You go in maybe half a mile off of Ridge Road to the south, and this property is right along upper Miller Creek Road.
And do we have a contact then who?
We do. I reached out and asked for a letter of engagement.
Okay,
I still haven't. I was hoping to have it before this meeting,
Okay.
but I haven't seen it yet. So I'll reach back out and I'll include you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So I guess we need a motion just to
Or it's just a discussion?
discussion.
Okay.
Yep, discussion.
Perfect. Item number 11, consideration and possible approval to apply for the Justice Assistance Grant. Sheriff Wood.
Good evening. So the Justice Assistance Grant we've had in the past, it's called the JAG grant. It's a grant that we use. We get up to $4,000. It's 100% reimbursed, and it's monies used to obtain the tools to apprehend the scallywags and scoundrels within our community. So we intend to use this for canine purposes this year. We're looking at retiring our canine Joey. She's getting old and actually has a little PTSD, poor dog. So we're thinking of retiring her. We might get another one, but we wanted permission to seek this grant once again.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either. I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the application for the Justice Assistant Grant.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Item number 12 is Manti La Salle National Forest update on forest plan revision, Josie Muse. I don't believe I see her here. We might have to table this one and try and bring it back to the next agenda.
I'll make the motion, we table item 12.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Jeannie, do you have a contact for, and see if, okay. I'm not sure where that one came from, so. Item number 13 is an assessor update on Board of Equalization applications. Just to give a little bit of an update, currently we don't have any applications to review at this time. The assessor will start meeting with people next week. He has some appointments lined up. So the next commission meeting, we should start seeing some of those coming through. I think it's important to note that what everybody received in the mail is a disclosure notice. It is not the fixed tax notice. So if you see errors or problems in the value, you have an opportunity to look at the back of your tax notice, which will tell you the process of the appeal. You'll need to file your appeal before
By September 16th at 5 p.m.
Okay, by September 16th at 5 p.m. Anything received after that will be denied. So please review your tax notices. If everything looks correct, great. If you see that there is an error either in what's being included in the value, maybe there's a basement where there's not a basement, or something like that, then those are the errors we're looking for, as well as maybe an error in the value. Anything else to add?
No.
I think one thing I will point out is what Commissioner Hopes is saying, and what we're doing is just following state code, state statute, what's required. We've kind of talked about this more before, but we're not, the last couple of years we've been kind of bending that. This year we're not. So it is imperative that we get in, look at your notices, look at your acreage, make sure that's accurate. Those types of things we can adjust. But if you just don't like your taxes, none of us like the values of our houses until we go to sell it, and then we want it to be higher than it's valued. So just we're trying to keep this fair and equitable to everybody. That's our main goal.
Yeah, there's no question there can be errors, and that's what we're anxious to try to help resolve. So you notice those, get in and let's get you through the process.
Okay. With that, I'll entertain one more motion.
Motion to